ingredients. Now here I have about 250 grams or 1 3/4 cup of maida or all-purpose flour, 25 grams or an entire packet of dry yeast, 1 cup of warm water. This is 100 grams or 1/4 cup of urad dal flour, 1 egg, some salt to taste. We have about half a cup of sugar. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just about half a teaspoon of sugar to the warm water. We're going to stir it in very well till all of the sugar dissolves in this water. Now your water has to be warm. It doesn't have to be hot. It doesn't have to be cold. It has to be just warm, enough that you can dip your fingers in. Now we're going to add this entire packet or 25 grams of yeast, give it a light stir, and we're just going to keep it aside till it doubles in its size. Now I'm going to mix both the flours together, that is the maida and the urad flour, and I'm going to add a little bit of salt, and we're going to give everything a nice good mix. Now I've also taken about half a cup of warm milk, and I'm going to add the sugar, which is half a cup of sugar to it, and I'm going to stir it in well. Now you can adjust the amount of sugar according to how sweet you like your fougares. If you don't want them to be sweet at all, then just skip the sugar part, adding the sugar to the milk. Now you can see that the yeast has nicely doubled in volume. Now I'm going to beat up the egg and add it to the flour mixture. Next, we're going to add a little at a time of this yeast, and we're going to mix everything well. Now, in place of milk, you can also use coconut milk. It does give a lovely taste, but I'm using regular milk. Now we're going to add the milk to a little at a time and keep folding it in or stirring it in. And we need to get a thick but smooth batter. So you might have to adjust the quantity of milk according to, you might have to add a little bit more or a little bit less. But you have to get a nice, thick, yet a smooth kind of mixture. Now we have to mix this mixture very well till it becomes nice and smooth. This is very important for the fougares to become nice and light and airy. So stir it for a while, for about 2 to 3 minutes at least. It doesn't have to be watery. We don't want a batter consistency, but we don't want a very dry and sticky consistency. When you're moving your spatula around, you should be easily able to move the spatula. It should not be very, very thick. And now we're just going to cover up this mixture and let it sit aside for about 1 or maybe 1.5 hours to maximum 2 hours. Don't keep your mixture for more than that. And we're just going to let this double in size. Now my mixture took exactly 1 hour to nicely rise up and double in size. So now after waiting for 1 hour, you can see that it has nicely doubled up in size and it looks like this. It all depends upon the yeast. So your mixture should look like this. And now when you dip a spoon inside it, you should be easily able to lift it up. Now I've taken some oil for deep frying. I've taken some kitchen napkins for draining the excess oil, a slotted spoon, and also some water to dip my fingers in. Now we're going to test whether the mixture is ready. Also keep a kitchen cloth ready in your hand because you need to wipe your fingers every time. We're going to drop a little bit of this batter, and if the the ball just rises up immediately, that means your oil is all ready to deep fry. Now remember always to fry on a low to medium flame. Never let your oil be smoking hot. Never use a full flame when you're deep frying. It should always be low to medium. Otherwise, what will happen? Only the outside of the fougares will get cooked and your inside of the fougares will be raw. So now our oil is ready. Now the technique is very simple, friends. These fougares are also called balloon bread. You will come to know in a little while when you see the technique. Now I'm going to dip. Now I'm a right-handed person, so I'm going to dip my right hand in some water, and with the left hand I'm just going to lift the dough, and between my thumb and forefinger I'm going to squeeze that out, and I'm going to dip it, put it directly into the oil. Now every time remember to dip your fingers, squeeze out a small little ball, drop it into the oil and wipe your fingers. Now these fukias get fried immediately, so you have to stir them around. You can take the help of your family members or friends to just stir the fukias around. Now we want to fry them till they're nice and light golden brown. We don't want a very dark color. Now as you keep doing it, you will get the hang of it. Believe it or not, this is my first ever time of making fukias, and I had got so many requests during Christmas time to make fukias that I decided I am going to give it a try. I was scared, so I said a small prayer before starting off, and by God's grace, my fukias turned out delicious. My family just loved it. I had made some lovely chicken curry and we enjoyed the fukias with them. Now I'm sure I'm going to get some questions as to how I made the udid dal. So just wait till the end of the video. I will leave a link as to how I made my udid dal flour. Now I'm just going to show you how you need to fry them. You just need to move them around in the oil. Don't overcrowd your pan. Use a large pan if possible. And some of them might get ready earlier. Some of them might take some time. So as you find that they're nicely, evenly turned to a light golden brown, just take them and put them on your kitchen napkin. Yes, I was telling you about how to make the udid dal flour. Now you can try and get it in a supermarket, whether it's available. Some stores do have it. Otherwise, all you have to do is just take a regular udid dal and grind it in a dry mixer. Now you can also wash it, dry it in the sun and then dry it. But here I'm just using regular udid flour. I've used the organic type which is available, and I just ground it in my mixer pot. Now the udid dal also helps to make these fukias really nice and light and fluffy along with the yeast. And that's my last batch. Now with these quantities of measurements that I used, I got exactly 50 fukias. I wanted to start off with a very small quantity. I didn't want to make a lot of it because we're just 4 of us, so I didn't want to waste anything. So I just made it out of this much quantity, that is 1/4 kilo of maida, and I got 50 small lovely fukias. So depending on how many you want to make, you can just double the quantity if you want to make 100 or whatever, just do the math. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I enjoyed making it, and I'm sure this is not going to be the last time I make fukias. I'm going to be making it a lot of times because I found it really easy. Many people are very scared about making it. Guys, don't be scared. Give it a try. Like I said, start with a small quantity, follow the instructions to the T, and you're going to be delighted with the end result. And here you can see I've got all my fukias. There aren't 50 right now because many of them went in my and my family's tummy. But you look at them, they're so light and so airy. I mean, I can just eat them all by themselves. They're so delicious. Now adjust the sugar, as per your liking. Some people like very sweet fukias. Some people like, just regular tasting fukias.